What is going on, guys? Theo here, back with another Marvel Strike Force video. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. Today I am going to go through every single team that I believe you should be building in this game right now, the important teams, and I've put them in order from the best, basically the ones you want to build first, all the way to the bottom to the ones that you want to build last. But all of these characters at the end of the day will be very good for your roster, and they will help you in the long run. I know it's been a while since I've posted a video. I've been doing a lot of Christmas stuff, so I do apologize, and I've been doing a lot of work. But anyways, I am going to be posting videos. But if you do enjoy the content, please be sure to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And let's just get straight into the intro, guys. Here we go. Alrighty, guys, welcome back to another Marvel Strike Force video. Hopefully you guys are doing fantastic. So a lot of things that I do recognize that a lot of players struggle with is, they have a lot of characters that they want to build and they don't know exactly who they want to build first or what order they should build them in. So I'm going to be really going through this video and showing you the characters that I believe you should be building first, all the way up from the top to the bottom. It's going to be in order from the priorities, like top of the list to the bottom. I'm going to be going through all these characters. Again, some of them, the advice that I'm giving you, take with a grain of salt for some of it, because I don't have every character in the game built. However, these are the teams that I would recommend. I'm going to be explaining each team individually and why you should be building them. But anyways, let's just get straight into it here. Here we go. Alrighty, and here we are with the list. Now I'm going to be starting from the top to the bottom, and as you can see, my secret defenders are on the top, and I'm going to be saying secret defenders only because I want to say that you should build an arena team first. Some sort of arena team. It might be secret defenders, it might be something different, but you do need to build some sort of arena team in the game first. Now the reason you want to do that is because you want to get a lot of power cores in this game. Power cores are very important. It's going to help you upgrade your characters a lot more with campaign energy, refresh the store more, get more pieces of gear, stuff like that. You're going to even be able to open some character orbs if you want, get new characters, maybe spend power cores for an event. Whatever it is, you're going to be getting a lot more of that currency the higher you build an arena team and whatever the arena meta is at the time. Now I put secret defenders here only because they are the arena team at the moment. I don't have them built because a lot of people are using somewhat different arena teams at the moment at the top level, so I can't really recommend on what characters you should build first for the arena, but they are at the top of the list as a arena team that you should build. Whatever it may be, some sort of arena team, you want to build it as high as you can. Right now I'm still using the Apocalypse team, whatever, because I'm still not done building my big boy Apocalypse. I'm trying to get all the characters up to the max level, gear 217, ISO level 5. But once I'm done that, then I'm going to start focusing on the new arena team. The reason why I'm not building them at the moment is because I don't know how long they're going to be in the meta for, but they are a very solid team in general, and you can build them up very high, and you won't be really wasting that many resources. Ignore Doctor Strange here. He is part of the team, but I would definitely ignore him as maybe the last one to build on that team, or even not build him at all. Next up, we have the newest team. We're going to be focusing on raid teams, and the first one on the priority list is the Extreme X-Men. The Extreme X-Men is a very, very good team. Nightcrawler in general is one of the best characters in the game right now. He's even being used on arena meta. It's because he gains speed up at the beginning of the game, so he gets to go first and apply slows to the enemies and just do a lot of damage in general. He's very, very good. Extreme X-Men is really, really good in raids as well. I don't have the rest of the characters unlocked, but I've heard very good things about Forge as well. Forge and Gambit and Nightcrawler as a trio is really, really good. I don't know how great Cyclops is. He does a lot of damage, which is awesome. We don't have the full team yet, of course, so I can't really say, but they're really, really solid right now. They should definitely be on the top of your priority list after you build your arena team, or build them in the background because they are a mutant team. So they, they won't be taking a lot of your arena gear, whatever it may be, because a lot of these guys aren't mutants. I think it's only Miss Marvel Hardlight, but yeah, definitely build them first because they're really, really strong. Next is the Pegasus team. Now, I personally just finished building Pegasus. I have Kestrel maxed out all the way. Take her to level 95, gear tier 18, whatever it is, diamond 1. She's very, very good. You do need her for Apocalypse as well. She is also a mythic character for Dark Dimension 7, so that's also going to be really good. And then this team in general is really good outside of raids as well, and they're the newest raid team before Extreme X-Men, so they're going to be used for a very long time time to come. I just finished building them, like I said, and I'm having a lot of fun. They're a super really fun team. They're a lot more fun than Bionic Avengers was. Bionic Avengers was terrible outside of raids, but this team, really, really fun. I have a lot of fun with them, and Kestrel in general has just always been one of the best characters in the game. Really, really fun to play with the pings, and I'm having a lot of fun with them, and I think you should build them as a priority after the Extreme X-Men, but build them first. If you are playing the game now, you want to try and unlock the Extreme X-Men if you can. They're really, really going to help you in the long run. Next is the Invaders and the Rebirth. So I'm gonna say this as a warning, these teams may not be in the meta for very much longer, but they are a raid team, and I don't know how much I want to say to build them at the moment. However, whatever the next skill team is and whatever the next bio team is going to be, we know it's going to be the hive mind for bio. We don't want to invest in these characters at the moment right now. I would just say skip them and build these two raid teams first. These are the next to go. I mean, the Invaders and the Rebirth teams are still pretty solid teams in raids. It's just that outside of raids, they're not great. I mean, Rebirth is really good right now in war, but that's only because of the buffs they're getting, so I can't really recommend building them anymore. And then Bifrost as well. I just finished building them as well. I didn't really put that many T4s in them because I don't want to invest too heavy into them because I don't know how long they're going to last, and they're not great outside of raids, so I don't know how important it is to invest in them all the way. I took them to level 90, gear tier 15. I only have like 3 stars on Sylvie and Beta Ray build because they're so hard to farm in the War store and the Cosmic Crucible store, and there's a lot of good characters in those stores, so it's kind of hard to recommend farming them. However, if you do want to build them to get through the raids, you can. I would just say the only 2 raid teams that you should focus on right now are these 2, Pegasus and Extreme X-Men. These 3, they're still good. You know, if you're in the end game, you probably already have these guys built. I wouldn't say to prioritize them though. I would say to definitely hold off, but they are a raid team, so you're gonna have to wait and build them as far as you can if you are in the end game right now. But anyways, let's go to the next team here, which is the Sinister 6. The reason why I say you want to build these guys is because they're so strong in every single game mode. Green Goblin Classic is being used in Arena right now, so that's a really good plus. Sinister 6 in Cosmic Crucible can take out some of the best teams in the game, and then in war they can just absolutely annihilate any, like, it's just ridiculous how good they are, honestly. Like, they're, especially if you're a newer player, these guys will probably carry you through the beginning game really, really early, especially since Doc Ock and some of the other legendaries are now a 2-star unlock. You're really, really going to get a lot of benefits from them. If you can't unlock Craven or Lizard or, you know, Spider Slayer, that's okay, because there's so many other Sinister 6 characters in the game. It makes it a lot easier for newer players to get access to them and just have fun straight away and build the Sinister 6. And that's why I say they're the next ones to build after the raid teams. And why I say raid teams is you can really build one raid team in the early game and have like success with it. So that's why I'm saying any of these 5 teams will do you good, but Sinister 6 is one that you definitely want to keep on the back burner as well as one of your priority teams. They could even be good in Arena in the early game, I'm not too sure, but they're really, really strong. Definitely build them up. You're not gonna regret it at all. I'm not building them up too much just yet, just because I want to finish my big boy Apocalypse, but I have built them up enough for them to work, and I've T4'd a lot of their T4s just to make them work even at lower levels. But I'm having a lot of fun with them. You'll definitely won't regret building them. They're the next on the list. And then obviously we have the Apocalypse teams. I have them in order here, and these are teams that you want to build in the background. They're not priority teams, however, they are teams that you're gonna have to build eventually if you do want a big boy Apocalypse. Do you need a big boy Apocalypse anymore? Maybe not. I'm not too sure. He's still the second best character in the game besides Super Skrull. I don't have Super Skrull yet, so that's why I'm still focusing on Apocalypse, but still, they are teams that you do want to have in the background. I'm almost done actually getting my big boy Apocalypse. I was gonna record videos of me playing through the campaign modes of them, but they're so easy now. You could just unlock the costumes in like 5 minutes. They're just not a challenge at all, so I didn't even bother building them. And Gambit as well, you're gonna get double value out of him being in the new Extreme X-Men raid team as well. I did list them in order here from the ones you want to build first all the way to the bottom, being Darkhold, Unlimited, Gamma, and then Deathseed. Deathseed's not that great anymore just because they're being replaced as we speak as the mutant raid team. So, you know, I want to keep them as like the last Apocalypse team that you want to build, but they're all still decent teams. Gamma especially is still one of the best teams in war in the game right now. They can take down pretty much any team except for maybe some Super Skrull teams. I'm not too sure. I haven't faced a Super Skrull yet, so I don't know how he works. But yes, you do want to have to build these guys, but prioritize all of these teams before you prioritize them, as in building them. I would just say farm the shards of all these characters in the background while you're building these other teams, just because you do want to have them upgraded a little bit at the point where you can build the big boy Apocalypse. But after that, we have the actual Dark Dimension characters. So Ultron is one that you can build. He's not great anymore, and the reason I have a 5 red is because they gave a 5 red away back in the day. I wouldn't even consider spending dark promotions on him. However, they are important now. They're all really good plug and play characters. They're important because they're going to be a mythic tag in the Dark Dimension 7, and that's really important. So you're going to want to have to focus on them a little bit as eventually, just because they're going to be really strong. Doom is really good still. He could still make a lot of teams work, especially if he gets his ult off. He can basically give another character that's OP like 3 turns to go and absolutely wipe the board. It's really his ult that makes him amazing. And then Dormammu's still really good. I wouldn't say he's as good as he once was, but he's still very strong. And then obviously Apocalypse is really good, help you out in Dark Dimension 6 and all that stuff. But yes, they are characters that you do want to prioritize when you unlock them. Probably not Ultron as much, but still, after all these Apocalypse teams, I would definitely keep these guys in the background to build up. Next, we have Icarus and Cersei, 2 really strong characters. They're some of the best characters in the game, and I actually pulled a freaking 2 diamond on Icarus, so I'm really lucky. He's 370,000 power, and he's not even gear tier 17 yet, so that's insane. I've been having a lot of fun with him. He absolutely blows the field away. He just does his little ultimate, and everyone goes, ah! And they fly away, so that's really fun. And then, you know, Cersei is still really good. I do want to take them into Dark Dimension 6. I don't really care how long it's going to take me to beat Dark Dimension 6. I just want to have fun and use characters that I know I'm going to get use out of in the future. So working with cheaper characters isn't for me, and I don't really care about that kind of stuff. I just want to build characters in Dark Dimension that I think are going to last me a long time. And Icarus and Cersei have stood the test of time for so long that I feel safe building them all the way to gear tier 18 and building them after I build these guys up as well. Next, we have Tangled Web. And by Tangled Web, I really mean Spider-Weaver, but you can have Spider-Man 2099 at like level 80, gear tier 15, and that should be enough. All you do need is his passive and his ultimate, and you should be good to go. And then the rest of it is history. Tangled Web still really good in all game modes. Even in arena, early arena, they'd still be really good. It's just that there's such a strong team with the blinds from Spider-Weaver, so it's hard to really get rid of that. The mechanic is so strong that it's hard to get rid of that mechanic in general. With that being said, Spider-Weaver is still really strong, and it is a Marvel Strike Force exclusive character, so you definitely want to build her up as well, as those characters will most likely get reworked in the future. Next team, we have Undying. So Undying, really strong team. I don't really have Zombie Juggernaut unlocked, really. I don't really have him built up at all, but I do want to build him up eventually. Just these 3 characters alone could probably wipe out every single team in the war meta. They're just that good. They're so good in this game. I can't believe how good they are. And every Halloween, I believe they're going to release a new zombie character or some sort of character for the Undying team, so keep an eye out for that. But that's why I want to say that they should be on your priority list. A little bit lower down on the priority list, but they're still a really fun team that you can build and have a lot of fun with and just annihilate every single team in war. They've been really good for like a year now, and I don't see them going anywhere, so you can feel safe building them up as well. Next up, we have what I like to call plug and play characters. So these characters, all 5 of them, are very strong characters on their own right. The rest of their team isn't as good as just these guys alone, but they're still all so good that you can build them up safely if you have the extra resources and the extra time after you're building all the other stuff I've already mentioned, that you're gonna get so much use out of them in Dark Dimension or in other game modes that it's really, you're not wasting any resources building them. Emma Frost might not be someone that you want to take all the way up to a very high level just because she's only good with her passive. However, take her up to gear tier 15, level 80, and that should be good enough, but she'll help you out along the way, especially if you're trying to beat certain counters or if you're just trying to mess up your opponent in, let's say, Cosmic Crucible or War Defense. Omega Red, I don't personally have him built up just yet, but I do want to take him into Dark Dimension 6. I do realize how good of a character he is in Dark Dimension with his percentage attacks, so that's really strong. He's going to be doing a lot of damage, and I do eventually want to build him up all the way. I just, like I said, I have other priorities, and I've been really building all the raid teams as my priority right now because I want to get into an alliance where I can get lots of raids done and beat the incursion raids. But they're really they're still all really good, all of these characters right here, the plug and plays, and that's that. And then the last team that I'm going to recommend building at the bottom of the priority list is Infinity Watch. So Infinity Watch is a team that I can say is probably one of my favorite teams in this game. I love them so much. I built them up really high back in the day. I have almost every single tier 4 on them, and I don't regret it in the slightest. They are extremely tanky. They're kind of slow, but that's actually a good thing right now, because with them being slow, they're going to be keeping their immunity and safeguard up the whole time. The only counter to them really is Sinister 6 at the moment, because on spawn they'll get rid of the immunity from the Infinity Watch, making them vulnerable to other attacks. But other than that, they're just amazing. Like they're so good, they're so tanky, they're always gonna last in the meta, I feel like, until they just get power crept so much that they get one tap by everything. But if you keep building them up all the way, if you have extra resources to build in them, I would say that they're safe to build, especially even if you wanted to take them into dark dimensions, you can. There's a lot of variety in here, like bio, skill, tech, mystic. Like there's a lot of variety, so you can build them up and not really focus on wasting all of your gear, kind of like the other teams where a lot of them are just one piece of gear, like bio or skill or tech or all that stuff. You can just build these characters all up. You know, it's a variety of gear, so you can build them up equally as you go along. I would say though that if you do have the extra resources, if you're kind of end game and you don't have much left to build, I would say that this one would be your first priority to build after all the other teams I've listed above and all the other plug and play characters and such. But anyways guys, that's gonna be it for me. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, please be sure to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I love making these videos because I love showing especially newer players, you know, what characters they should be focusing on, what teams they should be focusing on, because a lot of people might not know what teams are good right now and what they should build, or if they have too many things being built at once right now and they don't know which way to go. This list might help you out and figure out what you want to build first and how you want to build them, what you want to put your resources into, and stuff like that. If you're end game, maybe this video wasn't that useful to you, but I still hope you enjoyed the video anyways. But anyways guys, that's gonna be it for me. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.